Hello, I'm TS.
I'm AG. I'm TG.
And I'm Tasman.
This is channel S2G2's.
Today, we're actually talking Disney.
We are going to be telling our favorite Disney villains from our least favorite to our favorite.
No, it's our top 12 villains, and we're going from our least favorite of our top 12.
So we actually had a long one. We had to cut them down to 12 because there was a lot. 47, I think, that we had got. Yeah, so we're not going to have all of them on there. Okay, let's get started. So, number 12. Horned King.
The Horned King from The Black Cauldron, called Disney's darkest movie.
I've never watched it. I don't want to watch it because, Disney's darkest movie. I don't do want to use that. Also, he tried to show me a clip of it.
He made me stop halfway through.
I saw a shadow.
Well, I will say, whenever I was a kid and watched it, it was a little scary.
I'm sure it was.
Going back now, it's not that bad now. But
maybe for you.
they were just trying something different.
Yeah.
I like it all now, but...
Okay. Well, we don't really know who it is. No, it wasn't on my list.
This is why he was on the lower part of the list, because they didn't know who he was. They hadn't seen the movie, so... But he was one of our favorite villains, so we put him up there. Put him number 12 slot.
It wasn't on my list. Yeah, neither.
Number 11. Professor Ratigan.
Again, I haven't seen this movie yet. All of them. Yep.
But he's from the movie The Great Mouse Detective, voiced by the legendary Vincent Price.
Wasn't on my list. Not either.
But he was on my list, and the main reason why he was on my list is because he had fun with the role. He just went with it, and he owned the role completely. He did. I mean, Vincent Price. I mean, what more can you ask for?
Well,
if you don't know who Vincent Price is, look him up.
I don't really know who either of those people are. So, number 10.
Frollo from The Hunchback of Notre Dame.
Okay. Don't know who that person is. Started the movie, didn't finish it. So, catch me up. Oh, damn.
Frollo was a judge in The Hunchback of Notre Dame. He's a very complicated and different Disney villain. And one of the darker ones, too, as well. He's very complicated. Has one epic villain song. Yeah, the song was very well. I liked it a lot. And y'all need to watch more Disney movies.
Well, those are all Disney movies.
Yeah, those are some of the best Disney movies.
I don't know. I mean, some of those movies were in the 90s. This is the 2020s.
But I was like the classic era of Disney ones. Which I will say, as I saw when it first came out in theaters as a child, I didn't care for it then, but as an adult, I do appreciate the movie a lot more now. Like, from everything, the animation, the scope, the songs, the characters, everything.
Okay. Well, now we're getting to our characters that we know and we've seen the movies. So,
number 9.
The Queen of Hearts.
From Alice in Wonderland.
She was on my list for sure.
She's a good villain, iconic in her own right. She was not on my list. Oh, what is it?
Well, she wasn't on mine either.
Off with her head!
Was she on your list?
Well, we took a poll of our top 5 villains, and she was number 7. She barely didn't make the cut on that, so I don't think it's that big of a deal.
Off with his head!
She was a good villain overall, just not one of my personal favorites. But she was random, though. That's what I liked about her, was she was random.
So I'm the only one who likes Queen of Hearts, okay?
But she was spontaneous and as queen and ruler of Wonderland. What more can you ask for?
There's really more votes.
Like I say, she barely didn't make my top 5. Barely. She was number 7 on my top 5.
Who was number 6?
We'll get to that later. But the coolest thing about her, though, I think, was the card guards that she had.
The card guard. You know, the ones I exploded?
Yeah, they were pretty cool. I like them. Number 8. Shere Khan.
From the Jungle Book. Okay, well, and keep in mind, these are all the animated versions, not the live action. Yes.
What I liked about Shere Khan was he was classy, very sophisticated is a better word. I liked him, he was, I don't want to say intimidating, but like, you knew he was dangerous. But he did that very well as well. All the animals are his favorite.
He wasn't on my list. He was on my list.
He wasn't on my list, but again, I can see why he's on there, so I had any kind of issue putting him on the list this high. Right. It was good. His motivation, he just hated people, which was, kind of weird.
He wasn't a people person. Well, a people cat. Okay.
Number 7. Hades.
From Hercules. I do not. I don't really like Hercules. I only know Hades from Descendant 3.
But the one we're talking about, though, is from the animated movie.
Hercules.
But what I liked about him was he's a quick talker. He was very charismatic. I probably would have worked for him. Voiced by James Wood.
So you steal a pencil?
I mean, I wouldn't really, but I probably would.
So if you had a choice, either...
He could have taught me into working for him, probably.
Okay.
He had a temper, though. He definitely don't want to get off that side. But yeah.
I wonder, how would you tell? Because his hair is always on fire. Good point.
If you had seen the movie, you would know. Yeah. When he gets
But
mad.
I'm saying, not how he gets mad, how he turns red. Say he didn't do that, just his hair. How would you tell the difference? The flame got bigger? It was
Yeah, when he poops up and stuff, yeah. In the cartoon, it would poop up and then, even go down the shoulders and arms. Yeah.
I don't even watch Hercules. Even I know what happened. Well, it's been a while. Okay, well...
Number 6.
Scar. From The Lion King.
He was on my list, and he's probably one of my favorite villains. Because to me, he has probably the best villain song there is. That's not debatable.
B.P. Parrot is a very good Disney song from The Lion King.
From the animated movie. The live action was nothing short of a character assassination.
Well, Scar wasn't on my list, but he is a pretty good Disney villain. I don't believe he was on my list.
But he was voiced by Jeremy Irons, and he had fun with the role as well when he played Scar.
Scar was a good Disney villain cat.
Which is why he's about mid-pack. He is actually mid-pack of the top 12.
Yes, he is.
But yeah.
I I wonder. Scar's really only bad because he's jealous of his older brother Mufasa. So, say he wasn't, would he still be bad?
Depends on if you kill the king or not.
I still
But
get
still,
why.
like I say, he's still one of my favorite villains of all time.
I still get why he's Mufasa. I mean, his brother. Who cares? You're going to be the king next.
No, he
No, he wasn't.
Simba.
Simba would have been.
Yeah, Simba would've been.
Eventually, you'll probably be the king.
No, probably not.
I'll explain how the hierarchy works.
We will do that behind the scenes. Alright, so number 5. Cruella de Vil. Cruella de Vil. If she doesn't scare you, no evil thing will. To see her is to get a sudden chill. Cruella de Vil. That's as far as we're going with the song.
Well, Cruella was definitely at the top of my list. Cruella de Vil was the first person on my list.
She wasn't on my list, but I will say the song is excellent.
The song is good. She was not on my list. She's, she's a good villain, but just not one of my favorites.
Cruella de Vil was actually my favorite Disney villain until he showed me the clip. So now my favorite Disney villain is save it for later. Okay.
But the coolest thing about Cruella de Vil, I would say, would probably be her car.
Yes.
It was pretty rad. To go 90s on you. Number 4.
4.
Captain Hook. Captain James Hook, to be precise.
Hook. Captain Hook was on my list. For sure.
He was on my list as well. He was actually pretty high on my list. Well, that's not a lie. He's got swords, hooks, and a flying ship.
You know what? Again, he only has a flying ship because he stole pixie dust from Peter Pan.
But he's a pirate.
That's what they do. They don't plunder.
But still. Technically, it's not his flying ship. It's just a ship. But that's his. Yes. But it doesn't really fly because... It does. Because he stole pixie dust. That don't mean it don't fly. Okay, moving on.
He was a fun villain, but not a menacing villain. And it was funny to me. He was afraid of the crocodile.
And he had a superpower that no other villain has that I can think of. He can run on water.
Again, another thing. We're talking about the animated version. There is a live action. We're on the animated with all these.
Right.
Okay.
Plus the hat is cool. You gotta give him that. The hat
Yes,
is
I do that still.
Number 3.
Jafar. This is the one I'm talking about. This is my favorite Disney villain now. Jafar. Again, the clip.
It was the clip from the Disney movie Aladdin where he turned into a snake.
Oh, big snake.
At first, TG was not impressed when I said he could turn into a snake. And I showed him the clip and he changed his mind quickly.
Even though I had thought that they had seen the movie before.
We have, again, been a while. I don't remember that at all.
But he's very cool though. I like him. And he has probably the best sidekick of a villain. Yago the pig.
Yago's good. He's very efficient.
Well, Jafar was on my list. He was on my, I believe he was on my list.
And he was on my list as well.
He was on my list. I think there was one person list he wasn't on, but I forgot who it was.
I feel like it was mine.
It might have been yours. I think it was yours.
Yeah, and then until after you seen the...
You just didn't change it afterwards, but...
Yeah, I do not have him on my list. I already picked my side.
So are you regretting not putting him on your list?
Yes.
And he's a sorcerer, like I said. I love this next stab. It was just... He's one of my favorite villains of all time.
Okay, next one. Number 2.
Ursula, the Sea Witch.
She's an evil lady, but she's a businesswoman. And that's one of the things I liked about her. She actually was a businesswoman. She had a contract, nailed everything on there, let you know what she expected. And it's not my fault Ariel blindly signed that.
But for Ursula, I will say that she had probably the second best psychic fairy villain. Her two heels.
Flotsam and Jetsam.
Ursula was on my list for sure. Because, I mean, what's better than an 8-armed villain that also can swim? I mean, like...
Well, I mean, she lives in the water, so I would hope she gets one.
I mean, like, there's our number one. But, like, what else could be better than that? Except our number one.
But I will say that she wasn't on my list, but she was just barely out of my list. Just one spot away, actually.
She was on my list.
She was on my list. Ursula's one of my favorite villains of all time.
She's one of mine, but like I say, we did a top 5 list between all of us,
Right.
and she's number 6 on my list.
Number 1. Now this one everyone knows. Hopefully you can't have any list without her. She is the Lady of Darkness.
The Queen of the Moors.
The mistress of all evil.
Tinkerbell.
Oh,
What?
Maleficent.
I reckon we'll give it to Maleficent then.
She was unanimously voted.
But yes, she was.
She was on everybody's list.
She's
No doubt.
everything you want a villain. Sophisticated, powerful, and intelligent. She strikes fear into her people as well as respect.
And she can turn into a dragon.
I mean, who doesn't want to turn into a dragon whenever you want?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
And again, she does have a fairly cool sidekick. The Raven was pretty cool.
So for me, Maleficent is a really good Disney villain. Because she's really, well, evil.
She is like the entire motivation behind from the start of the movie. She was not invited to a party, and she wants to kill people.
Yeah, she flips out. But it's not the kind of flip that you think.
So that is our top 12 Disney villains.
From the animated movies.
If we didn't get any of your favorites, and if you'd like to tell us any of your favorites down in the comments below, please do.
Don't forget to like and subscribe
to channel
S2G2's.